So we're going to take a couple minutes to look at the personal finance project rubric. I just want you to be aware that basically this project, you just want to show that you can make informed personal financial decisions, all right? And so the budget challenge is really helping you with this project. So if you want to, a big portion of this project could be describing how the budget challenge has worked for you. So you could make a presentation about the game, or you could do something completely different. It's kind of up to you. All right, so first off, if we start with this first piece of the rubric, it says represent and analyze mathematical models for various type of income. Well, so in the game that we're playing, you have a salaried position because your income is the same. It's that $16.08 every single 2 weeks. So you can do it that way. You could also put in some different graphs for what it would look like at different wages, all right? The next piece, you're going to represent and analyze various types of income deductions. So this is a part of the budget challenge as well, because you're not getting paid that $16.08 every single 2 weeks. You're actually getting lots of deductions. Your federal and state taxes are withheld, so is your Social Security, Medicare, and pre-tax deductions. Remember that health insurance that comes out pre-tax that you guys were kind of upset about to begin with? Yeah, so that's one of those deductions right there. And then remember, another pre-tax deduction that is not listed on here is the contribution to your 401k. And so that's something that you would definitely want to put in this project as well. Okay? You also need to make sure that you talk about your W-2 and W-4. The next thing you want to do is create a household budget. You could for sure use the budget that you used in the budget challenge to upload right here. You'll need to adjust it just a little bit for your project, but for the most part it would fit this criteria. The next thing that you're going to do, this comes straight from the stock market challenge. You need to decide on the investment instruments. So when we were talking about buying stocks, how much risk does it have? How conservative? How aggressive? So you want to come up with some type of way of showing how you made your choices and how you analyze the risks involved, okay? The next thing you want to do is talk about the various types of loans. Well, that's super easy because in the game, the budget challenge, you have credit cards, you also have student loans and an auto loan, and instead of a mortgage, you have a rent payment, but you could use all of these things to help describe the different loans, okay? The next thing that you want to do is to apply the correct model to determine how the rate impacts the terms, which impacts the principal, which impacts the payments. Well, really the principal is set, but everything else kind of adjusts to make the payments change. And so you notice that on the credit cards, depending on which credit card you selected for the budget challenge, you can see that the rates were different, and so that impacts the payment that you would make and how that applies to the balance, all right? And then the last thing that you want to do in this project is talk about consumer protection, bankruptcy, and debt and credit management services for the ways that they affect a household. So you'll want to talk about how each of those could help or could hurt you whenever you start going into the red in your budget challenge. If you go into the red, remember the goal is that you don't. All right, well, thanks for listening.